Welcome back to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt. Today is another double blind. I'm going to pour two blind samples out of the blind box behind me. I'm going to pour them into glasses. Then I'm going to compare and review their asses. We've done this twice so far. They resulted in me liking one pour more than the other, but the pours weren't necessarily comparable. They were different types of whiskey. But when things are double blind, that's the kind of problems we run into. But do we consider them problems? No. I've never written in my diary about something like that. Today's video is once again brought to us by our great friends over at ZBiotics. ZBiotics is the world's very first pre-alcohol probiotic drink. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle the rough mornings after drinking. Because when you drink alcohol, it gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for the rough mornings the next day. ZBiotics produces an enzyme that breaks that toxic byproduct down. All you gotta do is grab a ZBiotics, give it a good shake, drink it before you start drinking alcohol. Drink responsibly, get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow. When you're in a business like mine, tasting whiskey for a living, I like the peace of mind knowing that if I take a ZBiotics tonight, I'll be feeling good tomorrow. So go to zbiotics.com/ADHD, or you can scan this fancy QR code on the screen. When you use code ADHD at checkout, you'll save 15% off your first order of ZBiotics. You can also sign up for a subscription using my code so that you're prepared no matter the occasion. Thank you ZBiotics for sponsoring this video, and thank you PhD scientists for being so stinking smart. Whew. Oh, it's a big one. One. Two. Heavy as shit. Sample one. What the fuck is that? That is, oh boy. That's gotta be Irish whiskey, but it is grapefruity. And grapefruit is a telltale sign of an Irish whiskey to me. Realistically, it doesn't smell bad at all. I was just taken off guard by it a little bit. I wasn't quite expecting it, but when I put my nose in it, I was like, whoa, that's way different than I ever expected. Huh. It is light and fruity and fresh, but also leading me to believe that it's not something necessarily that I taste all the time, like not very often at all. The more I go to it, the more I'm thinking it smells sort of like a salad with some fruit in it. Like your significant other was trying to get you to eat salads by first offering you a salad with a ton of strawberries and grapefruit and stuff. She cares so much. An interesting nose, a sweet nose, glass number 2. What in the heck is that? What in the world is happening? Either whatever's in this glass is weird as shit, or this glass made this glass smell weird as shit. It smells like okay. This came from a decanter. Like one of those old decanters, like a Jim Beam decanter, or like an Ezra Brooks decanter, or a Wild Turkey decanter or something. But I don't think it's turkey. It's probably Jim Beam. Circus Peanuts, you know the Circus Peanuts candy? I always get that nose on a Jim Beam decanter. Probably like from the 70s or 80s or something. This double blind is an all-time wickedly weird double blind. It's like I zipped myself up into an extra small sauna suit and then started sweating. What the hell did I just get myself into? Speaking of the decanters though, the Jim Beam bowling pin is making a return. Hell yeah! Yes! Super pumped. I'm gonna need 10 of them to put here on the barrel, 10 Jim Beam bowling pins, and then I'll knock them down one by one, if you know what I mean. Which one should I sip first? The one that I believe is from another country or the one I believe is from a different era? Glass number 1 down the hatch. Ooh, it's like a funky honey. Lots of honey. Whoa. Whoa. Wow. It made my nipples harder than they normally are. It gave me the friggin' speed bumps on my arm. It really ramped up. It's a puckering practitioner. Super sweet, then bitter and sour. Then it rolled into this like funky Tootsie Roll kind of thing. It was like an apple pie made with crab apples. What is that? Whoa. I didn't expect it to hit so hard. Second sip. Whoa, so much honey up front. Honey, crab apple pie, Tootsie Roll. That is good. That is really good. That is a high-proofed hooch. This could also be some sort of like weird crafty rye, like a strange crafty rye. I have no idea what is in glass 1, but tasting it is a lot of fun. Whatever it is, makes me want to taste more of it. Makes me want to dress up like Indiana Jones and explore it. Glass number 1 receives a score from me of 8.1. It is great. I have no idea what it is. It could literally be anything from anywhere, but I love it. Gonna take a small sip of sample 2 because gosh knows what's in it. It's actually very clear though. For what I think is a dusty whiskey, sample 2 is very clear. Very clear whiskey with very little particulates particulating. Actually, hardly any particulates particulating at all. Matter of fact, if I zoom in and give it the extra hard laser beam microscope eyes, I don't see a single friggin' particulate. Nice. Sample number 2, here we go. Oh, it's a bit of bugger. That is thin and rusty. That tastes like pipes. That tastes like pipes. That tastes like when you were a kid and we would drink hot water out of the garden hose, but it was sprayed through like a really rusty squirter. If your tap water were tap whiskey and you had like a lot of minerals in your water, like well water or well whiskey, that tastes like well whiskey going through some really old pipes. I'm not sure how much of it I'd like to drink, but I do appreciate it in the fact that it is old and that it did come from who the heck knows when. Is it the asbestos thing I've ever tasted? No. But it has led me to a score, and that score is honest 7.0. It is pretty good, bordering on good, just based off the fact that it is definitely old. The flavors I got on that sip were like that of, you know, plumber parts. It tasted kind of like a toolbox. So in this double blind tasting, not gonna taste any more of sample 2 until I find out what it is. Sample number 1, super weird, but super fun. And the winner of this double blind bourbon skirmish is glass number 1. Now let's find out what they are. Let's first do the whiskey that came in second place, number 2. In the second glass we were drinking. Oh, I think this is from Jimizelli. This is 1958? Holy shit. 1958 Crown Royal, 80 proof. Was that in a bottle or a decanter? It tastes like a decanter whiskey, but maybe it came from a bottle. I don't know. Thank you so much for the sample. That's going back in here for a future tasting. That's super special. And then the winner, glass number 1. In glass number 1, receiving a great score tonight, was Franklin County Distillers 141 rye whiskey, 141 proof. That is insane. I don't have a name on the bottle, and I'm not sure who sent this, but Franklin County Distillers 141 rye whiskey. That is wild and wicked and weird. And it tastes like it came from friggin' Ireland. Franklin County, it's a Virginia rye. It is completely unique, completely like out of friggin' left field, But that is a flavor bomb of weird proportions. This was a fun tasting. This is what Double Double Blind is all about. That's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Do you know anything about Franklin County distillers? My name is Matt. This is ADHD Whiskey. Like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on not letting the cardboard boxes pile up. It's weird how like all the cardboard boxes accumulate from these Amazon orders that your wife makes, and then bourbon stuff that comes, you know, bowling balls and shit. But the boxes just get put into a pile, and the pile starts to look like a landfill, and the landfill is in your house. So just break down the boxes, put them in the recycling, or stack them neat and twine them together. And then you will spend eternity together with your wife, because she can just order as much Amazon as she wants without any repercussions. I love her though. She's great. And most of the boxes are kind of mine.